Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I've done in the past. I was inspired to share my story of what brought me back to YouTube. So if you don't mind, I would like to give a little bit of insight to that, and we can do a face and talk about how I got back here. So if that interests you, which I hope it does, I hope you like and comment and subscribe and just really show a little love. It really helps out the channel, helps out my growth, and really just helps out my mission, what I'm doing, trying to achieve my goals. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with my brows. I'm going to use, this is the Milani Stay Put brow color. I'm just going to use that to build brow. So if you've been around for a while or have even scrolled my channel, you can see that I've done this off and on for like 4 years. More off than on, unfortunately, due to various reasons, health reasons, working a normal 9 to 5. But what really took me out of the game completely was a very, very tragic incident that happened to my family. So I'm not gonna give too much detail. I'm just gonna sum it up. My son and my nephew were in a terrible, terrible car accident. It's definitely not easy to talk about. My nephew passed away in that accident, and my son sustained extreme injuries. Just to run off some of the injuries, he had facial fractures, bleeding on his brain, spinal fractures, his sternum was cracked. He had to have surgery to have metal rods placed from his hips to his knees on both sides because those bones broke. He was on life support for a while, and it was just a really, really life-changing, tragic time for my family. And that was in April of 2023. Did I say that? Look at how jacked up this brow is. So naturally, as a mom, that knocked me out of commission. And not just me, my entire family. Like, we had to be there to support my son back to health, all while being completely shattered that we lost my nephew. So I'll do a story time on that and like that whole day, because the way that day played out was just so crazy. And of course, I never would have imagined that that would have been the outcome of that day. But because it was, everything that happened was insane. But I'll do a story time another time about that. So outside of that, and just mentally losing it, basically, behind that, and all the feelings that losing a young person, a child, comes with, because, it wasn't a typical situation. My nephew was 19 years old. He had moved out here from Florida because he wanted a change of scenery, and he wanted to try something new. This boy was brilliant, never in the streets, never into drugs or anything crazy like that. He worked extremely hard, but like I said, I'll do a story time on that another time. I bring that up because it's important to the reason why I'm back on YouTube now. that was literally the worst day of my life. But that time period and just him and who he was inspired me more than I ever have been to live and do what I want. Sorry about that. My vanity light decided to go off. But yeah, I've never been more inspired to live and do what I want, stop existing, because when it's over, it's over. And, you know, you see things happen on the news and all that, but you don't understand and it doesn't hit home until it hits home. So, where's my foundation brush? Another thing that had held me back, you know, prior to all of this, I felt extremely unsupported by, you know, the people close to me, family, friends. When you start something, I think most of us are guilty of this. We feel like you start a business, you feel like, okay, you're automatically going to have customers, you're going to have support, you're going to have your family and friends, and you look to them for support. And it's through those processes that you will find out that people are people, no matter who they are to you. And that's just that. Sometimes it's a situation of people being jealous, or they'll claim they don't have time. And I'm not saying anybody's jealous of me. They probably are, though. I'm joking. But I think I just expected from other people me, basically. Like, if one of my friends started a YouTube channel and I'm not interested in the topic, like, she could be, you know, telling the difference between spring water and distilled water, whatever. It's boring as heck. But if I know that being a creator is her dream and that's the path that she wants to go, even if I don't physically watch the video, I'm going to run it because I know what views mean. I'm going to share it. I'm going to support it. That's me, though. That's not everybody. And you know, it's hard, but a lot of times the people closest to you don't support you until strangers support you. They don't want to represent you, or if you're selling something, they don't want to buy your product until other people are doing it, until it catches on. Once you have a buzz, then everybody wants to attach themselves to you. And that's hard. That's hard. So that had made me feel very discouraged. Like, every time I would make a video, oh my God, the first thing I did after I was done editing, I would send it out to everybody I know. And it did nothing for me, because they would tell me, oh, hey, yeah, I watched it and blah, blah, blah. Or maybe they would watch a minute of it or something like that and give me a little feedback. They would watch just enough to be able to say something about it, you know? And it really hurt my feelings, because I'm sure maybe they didn't know, but there's this thing called analytics, and we can pretty much see. So this time I wanted to approach things differently. I decided that I am going to pursue my dreams, and I'm not going to tell anyone. I don't send out my links. I don't do anything. And my analytics are the best I've ever seen them, from complete strangers. And it's like, if any of my family or friends have seen it, it's not because I told them about it. It's because maybe it popped up, they're subscribed, whatever. But I'm not telling anyone about it. Like, is that too light? It's kind of light, but it's fine. I'm not telling anyone about it. And it's crazy that I decided this time to take that approach. And then, of course, I start seeing content like that where people are like, don't tell anyone about your YouTube channel. Just do it, you know, and let it grow organically. You know, don't expect your people, your family, friends, whatever, to support you until other people support you. And I saw this one particular creator, what he said, just, it hit home so hard. That's what inspired me to do this video. And he said, you know, especially in the Black community, we don't support each other. Sad facts. And that's just how it is. And he's saying, you know, he didn't tell anyone. The only people who know, I think he has like a cousin and like 2 friends who are like really, really like actual ride or die friends that they watch everything that he posts. And like, we just assume that everybody that we love would be that way, but they're not. And that's okay. It doesn't make them bad people, but I would just say, just don't forget it. Just don't forget who supported you and who didn't. Right now on my YouTube journey, of course my husband knows, and he was so excited that I decided to get back into it because he knows I really, really love it. And you know, it's one of those things where it's like practice makes perfect. Not every video is going to be amazing, but as I keep going and get my practice in, I'm going to get better with everything. So that's always exciting. So yeah, at this point, I have support from the people who count. Like I said, when I make my videos now, I do not send out any links. I don't expect anything from anyone. I don't expect any feedback. Like I said, if anyone I know sees it and they say something to me about it, cool. If they don't, they don't. Since I started and I haven't told anyone, my analytics, I've gained more subscribers, views, watch hours, everything is so much higher than it's ever been. So, you know, just don't be afraid. Don't make the mistake that I made rather, of halting what I want to do because I felt like my family and friends didn't support me. They don't matter in the scope of things, because when your time is up, your time is up. And for me personally, I don't want to get to the end of my life and I've spent all this time not doing what I want to do because of people who I feel should support me don't support me. If I was to wait for people to support me, I'd be waiting forever. And that's the space that I was at prior to this family tragedy. I really just, using the Kat Von D, these are Good Apple Blush Dream Duo. They're like balm blushes. They're really cute. I use the more neutral one. I don't know. You have to let people be people. I think I'm not going to use this. I forgot that I had something that I wanted to try. Just let people be people. And that situation, I'm here right now because of my nephew. And losing him, watching my son heal, and seeing everything he's done since the accident, so inspiring also. They are my reason. Like, my nephew is the biggest source of pain in my life, losing him. And all at the same time, as crazy as this sounds, he is my biggest inspiration. And I am here and I'm doing this and I'm going to continue doing this. I'm going to stay consistent doing this because a part of my dream and what I want to do, and I'm going to pursue it for him, for me, for him, because of him. Because he did everything that he wanted. If he said, well, when he said, you know what, I want to be a real estate agent. Soon as he graduated high school, it was like maybe a month or two later, he got his real estate license. He wanted a particular Mercedes Benz. He did it himself. Keep in mind, my nephew was 19. He accomplished more in his 19 years than so many people I know that are more than double his age. So he's always been an inspiration to the family, but of course, now reflecting and, being forced to look back on his life instead of him being here in front of me, like, he is my reason. His legacy is my reason. And that's what I'm here for. So I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep getting better. And I'm excited for this journey. And I'm just thankful that little by little, I'm gaining a community, because that feels great. And you know what? It doesn't matter who's in the community. Family, friends, whatever. It doesn't matter. If they're there, if you guys are there, hey. If you're not, that's okay. Unfortunately, strangers will always appreciate you more than your family does. That's messed up. But, this is not to shade any of my family or friends or anything like that. This is just being realistic. And, like I said, I'm going to find that creator's video and I'm going to link it. So it'll be in the description box and you guys can just hear him out, because what he said is such facts. And then, like, after him, you'll get a bunch of suggestions. I came across so many videos of people saying the same thing. Don't tell anyone. And the moral of the story is because they don't care. That wasn't people's exact words, but that was the moral of the story. Like, don't bother. Don't look for anyone to support you. Just do what you want to do. Pursue your dream. It is your life. Because when your time is up, it's your time that's up, not theirs. And a lot of time, people won't pursue their dreams, so they won't support you in yours, and they may even discourage you. You got to keep going. You definitely have to keep going. So yeah, that's what brought me back. Isaiah brought me back. And I am here, and I have been more consistent than I've ever been. Like I said, he's my inspiration. All right, so I stepped away to put on my blush, and I'm using this e.l.f. I think this is just like a lip oil. I'm not sure, but it's in the color Power Mauve. It's really comfortable and cute. But yeah. That's what brought me back to YouTube, and I just want to take the time to thank you for even clicking on this video. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope that you subscribe and stick around and, watch me grow in my YouTube career. And yeah, I appreciate your time. That creator's video will be in the description, and I will catch you in the next one.